Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nikki and Brie Show. And hello, Nikki. How are
What up, Brie?
Oh my gosh, how are you feeling?
Woo! Physically, I
Good
am
mentally.
so sore. I know, but I mean, like physically right now, I am so beyond sore. I'm exhausted. Mentally, so many emotions, but like truly on cloud nine, like for sure. I don't know. It's a lot right now. It's a
Oh, I
lot.
bet. So, for all of you listening, Nikki just landed from Atlanta, Georgia. So, her last week has been very crazy. I mean, I feel like you went from Napa to Tampa, Tampa to New York, New York to Tampa.
No,
That's
girl.
really Where'd you go? You were every
I went Napa, San Francisco, if you wanna put that in there. No, but, Boston to Rhode Island
Oh
to
my
New York, New York to Tampa, Tampa to Atlanta, to Birmingham, back to Atlanta, to San Francisco to Napa.
Nicole.
Oh, I know. When I even think about New York or Rhode Island, I'm like, that feels like weeks ago.
Right.
I've been gone for 9 days, and every day's been somewhere different pretty
Wow.
much.
Well, I have to say, and I know the Bell Army agrees with me, because I could see their joy on social media, but, seeing you on the last 2 Monday Night Raws has been such a treat, but WWE Evolution was incredible. I actually didn't even want it to end. I was so sad when it ended because I wanted to see more matches. I was so into it, like, you could tell the whole crowd was in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mhm.
But how did it feel walking out to the second WWE Evolution?
Oh my gosh, incredible. It truly feels still like a Bellalution when you see the Bella Army come in so strongly. But there's just and Brie, you felt this on the first one. There's something so special about it where it's mainly women backstage, the energy, the feelings of people. It's crazy. It's a different energy, and
Right.
remember you felt that it's peaceful and calm, but there's a lot of love and excitement, and it's just good juju. And then the crowd,
Fire.
the second time again, the crowd is so supportive and loving and loud and like Hot Lanta. I mean, they were unreal
They were on
from the beginning to the end. And it it's just so different. And I agree with you. Like the viewers didn't want it to end. The fans in the crowd didn't want it to end. Us women didn't want it to end. We were all like, gosh, we wish it was like this all the time. It was
Oh,
just so great.
yeah, and, it was fun because a lot of people text me, um, because everyone thought I was gonna be a surprise, which was so funny, and I actually
Everyone.
'cause I had family over to watch you, and I was going to, like, post in my IG stories, like, setting out the food and, like, the bonita wine, like, getting ready to watch Nikki, but then I'm like, "I don't know, maybe I'll let people think I'm there." But,
Like it.
um, when we were all sitting down watching and think I'm with some family members who don't watch wrestling. They were so into it, like, picking who they want to win, like, asking me a gazillion questions, but what I really loved is, like, I being at the first one, which was 6 years ago. Am I right? 6 years ago?
Almost 7, yeah.
That's wild. And seeing this, you were right. It's like 100% the same energy, but I'm like, I don't get this from any other pay-per-view. Now, a lot of pay-per-views get wild and the fans are all into it, but there was something that stood out in that pay-per-view. And like I've been around watching wrestling. I watch weekly and all that. It was so much fun. I think that's why we all were like getting so into it because you could see the fans. And like I'll say, Jake, I had eyes on you the whole pay-per-view.
I mean,
I literally kept looking at his like because I could see him on the camera a lot. So I would keep like looking at his reactions or like something. I was like dying. But I will say, like, I just wanna, talk about a couple of the matches and
well, before you go into that, I wanna just talk about, like, you're talking about the family and how how they've never watched wrestling, and that's what I was talking with some of the girls about. I go, "You know what's really special about the women? The women truly bring in the casual viewer, they bring in the kids, and I get a lot of, the men can bring in the kids too, but if a kid's never seen wrestling, and I saw this with a lot of our cousins' kids this past weekend, they watched Evolution and they just fell so in love with the women, with wrestling, they wanted more, and it was both boys and little girls.
Yeah.
Also, because coming in now and growing as an entrepreneur in the past 7 years, I had a lot of business partners, clients, whatever it may be tuning in. And it was crazy the text I was getting like, I couldn't stop watching that. Like, are there more female pay-per-views? Like, are there more all women PLEs? Because I really enjoyed that. And
For sure,
it
that's
just
what they
shows
always
you how special, yeah, women's wrestling is and how it just brings in something different. And obviously, Brie, you've wrestled for almost 2 decades. So then you know the feeling when there's men mixed in,
right.
it's just different. And I mean, what was kinda cool about Monday Night Raw last night is the first hour and a half was all women.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was amazing.
and it was amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it,
Mhm.
and I loved it 'cause it was keeping the momentum going off, Evolution. But what I
Yeah.
really enjoyed, and it kinda, like, shocked me because when you're watching, hopefully we all said this after the first one, Imma say this for this one, hopefully it becomes a yearly thing because
I
it's so fun.
Yeah. And I feel like it becomes a yearly thing not because it's about history making. It's just that it's fun and different for a PLE. Like
So fun and different.
how we have the Royal Rumble, how we have SummerSlam, how we have Hell in a Cell, whatever it may be, Survivor Series. A lot of our PLEs have themes. So why not one of the themes
Right,
be all women? We don't always have to make it about history making and all this stuff. Just that how cool. Evolution is every year, and I think it's really fun to put it in the summer, put it before SummerSlam, but, I have to give the creative team credit because it was true, they are having to put in I mean, there's, like, PLEs every few weeks. So, it's hard because, as you know, Brie, we would have them every now and then, so someone would start a story and then you finish at the next, what we would call back in our day pay-per-view. Which is now PLEs, but it did come together perfectly, which just shows you this day and age, that's what we can do. So when people were saying certain things, it's like, I think in the end they knew they had it handled and it ended up working out perfect on how it did. And me going and doing mainstream media, it was really cute because Michael Cole pulled me aside and he's like, I get a call from my 83-year-old mom Sunday morning saying that she's going to tune in to Evolution. And he was like, wait, how do you know about
yeah,
Evolution? And it's like, well, I was watching the Today Show and Nikki Bella was on there and she was talking about Evolution, so I'm going to tune in.
that's so
And he had to like pull me aside and tell me, he goes, she's never called me to tell me about tuning into wrestling.
yeah,
And then, Paul Heyman pulled me aside and talked to me about my Today Show interview, and it was like it made me feel so amazing because you never realize the impact at times, especially when you get that kind of feedback from people who don't bullshit, right?
for sure.
Um, so I think with that and Jade Crushing doing her media in Atlanta, the women online, and then the stories coming together, and then the love for women's wrestling.
Right.
Like Atlanta's such a great place for it. And I'm not gonna lie, the Bella Army was strong. They were there.
Very strong. Oh, I saw
But all women's wrestling fans, that's where everyone's at because you know what it is too? When you look at a lot of the fans that were there, they also knew that it was gonna be different energy, so they wanted to show up. Do you know what I mean?
sure, and it was fun
Yeah.
too to see some of the legends in the crowd
Okay.
watching.
When some people online were complaining like, "Oh, you have legends come and just make him sit in the crowd," that made it so special, and by the way, they all were having so much fun backstage. We all were having fun with them. It's like and look, this is the internet, right? The internet now, I'm not gonna say all of it because a lot is so positive and loving. I don't mean just in our like, overall,
Yeah,
that it's great.
for sure.
But you have that little bit of percent that just nonstop bitches, and I'm like, "Dude, you're not even backstage realizing that we're all having a blast." And they're so excited to get out there, like, Melina's pop, how fun was that? It gave me chills. I was like, "See?" And, like, no, that's what makes all of this special it doesn't have to be them being in moments in the ring. They can be in moments out in the crowd, and then they come back, and
I mean,
they
honestly,
all had their special little spot where they were watching right by Gorilla. It was just so cute. It was
I love that.
awesome.
Next year, if, like, there's one, I would love to, like, be there in person watching.
Yes.
And
Oh my gosh. Maurice and her daughters
so
in their
cute. Their
outfits.
outfits were amazing.
I even texted her and I was like, "I need to borrow that jacket." But no, I was like, they were all so cute having fun. Alexa and her daughter, because they were just like the cutest. And it just kept making me think of like you and me when we come with Birdie, Buddy, and Teo, if they do it next year. Like it'll just be so fun because they all, and that was, it kind of bummed me out that I ended up not bringing Teo. But I told you I was going to bring Teo with Liv, and then
Yeah.
the battle royal thing, was, I just didn't know a week out and I didn't want to, it was hard. But when I was there and seeing everyone's kid, not everyone, but seeing some of the kids back there, I was, like, really bummed because remember when I told you to go an all-women's paper PLE is the perfect place to bring Teo, and I wanted Buddy there because Buddy would have been in heaven.
But I'll tell you,
Um
like, watching it at home with the family, having it on, and we had, like, our wine, we ordered pizza, made salad, like, we had it all. I had the big
Yeah.
house going. They would, like, watch, then they'd run outside and do, like, their little matches, and
Aw,
we had our wi like, it was, like,
that's true.
so fun, and then after the pay-per-view was done, then we all, like, sat around and chit-chatted and kinda watched the sunset. So, I don't know, I'm one of those people, and sometimes I even am like this about football games. Sometimes it's more fun to watch at home with your friends and family.
Yeah, but think of when the kids are a little older, like, we could buy, like, front row tickets or, like, be in that front part with them. Can you imagine them watching that close?
Yeah,
And, like, I would buy my ticket for them because I would wanna support, but, like, they would have, so at an evolution, has to be an evolution
has
because of just,
well, Butter would freak
the
out if he
feels.
saw, Sky live.
Okay, I have to tell everyone this.
Yeah.
So, Bree sends me a text on Sunday at Evolution. If you can, but you don't have to, if you can have EO do a video for Buddy, that would mean the world. Well, I'm anti-dodo.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me that I'm gonna have to get it done because I want Buddy now to have this. So I'm like, great, this is now my mission. So as I'm trying to do all these other things in the back, oh look, in the back of my head is like, I gotta get this video for EO, but like EO's main eventing Evolution. There's a
Oh,
lot
I
on the line from her. And I could just tell she was in a no, but I could tell she was in a very serious zone. Like I would look at her from afar and I'm like, okay, she's still stretching. Oh shoot, now she's over there getting all her gear ready. Like I'm like, and I know those feelings. Like I was, remember we were in the zone. How much was I in the zone the first evolution? Because main eventing and you're just not really a part of anything because you're just so focused. And I had my phone on me and I see her walking down the hallway and I'm like, this is my moment. I have to do this for Buddy because after this, I'm not gonna have a chance. So Rebecca, I'm like, yo, I'm like, I am so sorry to ask you this right now, but my sister's son, Buddy, my nephew, is in love with you. Can you please do a video for him? You guys, she did the cutest video for Bud. I mean, and just as she was like filming it for him in my head, I'm like, he's gonna die.
yeah,
This is,
we've
I
watched
mean,
it. I don't think I'm exaggerating, 1,000 times. He wants to see
oh,
it before bed, like, constantly wants to see it, but he could not believe, and then when her match was coming up, um, he was like, "Everyone, everyone, everyone, Io Sky's gonna be up. Io Sky's gonna be up." Like, I mean, just I remember.
it's so, oh, well, tell him too, Brie, how when you showed him for the first time, how he started blushing and
Oh,
got, like, so
his cheeks were so red, and he, like, and his dimples, like, he had the biggest smile, and his dimples popping out, red as cheeks, and he, like, was side-eyeing, like, Brian and I, because I could tell he was, like, blushing, like, he was like, "Oh my gosh, like, wait, she said my name."
yeah.
Um, it
Well,
was
I have to tell you another cute story, and this has all started since my comeback. So, when I debuted back in Phoenix, our brother brought V and Alice to the show, and they fell in love. They are obsessed with Bailey. They are obsessed with Sami Zayn. Like those are their faves. Obviously, I am. They were so mad at Liv that night, and I know we've talked about this, right? So I FaceTimed with V last night. So V's been wearing my shirt Evolution and Monday Night Raw. She's been wearing it Sunday and Monday.
That's so cute.
And so I'm FaceTiming her last night, and she's asking me all these questions, and, like, JJ was like, "Nicole, when you won, she freaked out, and she was so worried about you." And then it was so cute because then she goes and JJ brought it up first, like, "Well, she's really upset about Bailey." And I'm like, "Oh, so Bailey's her second fa I'm her first favorite, Bailey's her second favorite."
Oh,
She was really upset that Bailey lost. And then I'm trying to think, who's Alice's favorite?
oh man, I was a little too. Uh,
I know. Um,
I was shocked
I was shocked. I was like, and I was in Gorilla, obviously, because I'm right after them. That match was so amazing.
'cause
I literally,
Evolution, their match ended at Evolution. I was like, "Oh, I wonder if it's gonna be Bailey and Becky at SummerSlam."
yeah,
Or if they were gonna do like like another, triple threat. But I was like and then then when I was watching the match and just hearing commentating, because like, I'm really big on listening to commentating and like, are they dropping hints? Are they directing us a certain way? And then I was like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? And I was like, I mean, still, I mean, happy, like, no matter what for, like, Rub
Oh, Lyra. Lyra's amazing.
So, so happy for her, but yeah, I was like, "What?" But it was
Well, and Scott, so our man, well, as you guys know, we've talked about Scott a lot about Scott loves Bailey. And so it's cute because now I've gotten my team has been there with me since this comeback on a lot of the shows I've been at. So they've fallen in love with wrestling. Like Scott loved Evolution. He was like, that was amazing. Claire was in the crowd the whole time. She had a friend drive up from Chattanooga that met her, was in the crowd and brought her husband. They were obsessed with Evolution. They were sending me videos that night that I woke up to. They were doing moves on the bed.
always
Now, mind you guys, these are women in the mid-30s, and I love it. I'm like, "Yes."
amazing.
Um,
Well,
but it just shows you the impact of women's wrestling. You know what I mean? And, like, Claire was backstage, obviously, she was shooting some content for me, and she loved it all. She loved seeing the costume design place, the outfits, and then how the women were, and she's like, "This is the coolest thing ever." And she was at Monday Night Raw in Phoenix, but Evolution, she was just like, "This is incredible."
I love it. Yeah, I was like, the whole pay-per-view, like, Trish Stratus, like, I texted her right after her match.
Yeah.
I was like, "You killed it." Like, it was really inspiring watching
I
her.
feel like that's the best I like her best match.
Yeah,
She's had so many great
so many
matches,
yeah,
obviously, but she did stuff I never thought like, she pulled stuff out that I was like, "Whoa."
right. I loved it. I loved
I loved it, and then as a mom, right? The afterwards.
oh my gosh. Because I was like, "Bran, I think that's" I'm like, "I don't know, I could be wrong," but I'm like, "Is that the first time her kids had been, like, front row watching?"
Yeah. I I think so, I think she's talked about well, no, they were there in Toronto,
Oh, yeah, but I guess
when she did the
you're
tag,
right, actually.
but that was a different kind of match for her.
Yeah. So
So,
that was really fun.
I keep getting
And I'll
chills.
tell you, and I think I loved watching the tag match. I thought it was fun. Charlotte and Alexa, dude, love
They're amazing. Love
it reminded
them.
me of, like, when Bryan and Kane, tagged Team Hell No. They were so entertaining, and
By the way, I told Ashley that, and
so was
she loved it.
yeah, and
Loved it.
I almost was like there was a part of me during that match that I'm like, "Oh, they're winning." Like, I totally thought they were, like, gonna win.
Brie, I thought the same.
I was like because I figured I'm like, "Oh, I think they'd put it on Raquel and Roxanne," just like, like, you just make your like all of us, we all have our opinions and guess.
Yeah.
But I'm still happy for Raquel and Roxanne, and I loved how Raquel said in an interview that she wants to wrestle you and I. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Girl, I'm ready." Well, I mean, I need to get a little more ready, but I'm almost there. I'm like but I do wanna do a shout out to Tony Storm and Mercedes because their match at All In was incredible, and I feel like, to see other women in other, like, territories also kill it, I'm like, it was really a big weekend for women, and I thought that was just amazing, so it was really fun. But Nicole, we gotta get into Monday Night Raw because 1, when you text me that you were having a match on Raw, I'm like, "Wait, what?" I've because, usually when people who've been out for 6 years or, like, legends come back, there's usually a buildup to a singles match. So,
Yeah.
text me that you're having a match on Raw, I'll admit I was, like, so nervous for you because 'cause I'm like, "Wait, like, I there's no buildup? Like, just okay? Are you" like, I
Well, and just think they usually go if they haven't had their match. What we all know is they're at the PC all week, like, waiting, like, training every day for that one moment, right?
Right.
When I got hit with that, I was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Wait, are you sure? Like, how long? What?" I just was like, "Oh my gosh." And you know me, I don't say no to opportunities. I always just think of like, "Well, how can I make this work out the best?" But yeah, no, no prep. I wanted to try and get in the ring Sunday morning, and then it was all taken, all full. So then I asked about like Monday early. It didn't because of having the two back-to-back pay-per-views, didn't get built till like 1:30. Oh, when I was like thrown every way, but I
I feel like I
it's
saw
so different now.
over here on the West Coast. Like,
Oh, did you? Well, and I actually couldn't believe how composed I was, like from how I would be. But it's really weird, Brie. Like all the really hardcore work you and I have done, especially in the past few years, like what a good 4 years or five, maybe, or
we're talking
especially
about, life coach, therapy type of work? Yeah.
life coach, breath work, meditation, giving yourself grace, all the things. It's weird that I like, it was even like this battle royal. Nerves, but not like how I have felt in the past where it just felt uncontrollable, it overtakes. I just was able to get myself in a place like you're gonna have fun, you're nervous, but just be confident, have yours. I'm gonna also say training at the dungeon helps you with that. Like, Natty has trained me in a way where she's like, it doesn't matter what you do, you have confidence, you deliver. Like, she's taught me how to just do even the simplest things, but when you have confidence behind it, like
Sure.
how big it looks, you know?
For
And
sure.
so I think the one thing is, and you know this feeling, is when you can't help when you get the full cotton mouth. It's like you could be so hydrated, but when that happens, which is always right in the beginning, yeah, it's like as if you didn't have water for 2
But
weeks.
I think that's nerves. Nerves does that.
No, you're right, nerves, and then I haven't had a match in 7 years. I was so blown up inside, and a lot of people were, like, complimenting me backstage, like, "You couldn't even tell," and I'm like, when I was getting my butt kicked at the end, I had no, you know me, I had no more breath. My I and also, like, my age, then being on the road for, that was my ninth day. No time to get in. I hadn't been sleeping. I hadn't been like all the things that can go up against you, and no excuses, by the way. It's been 7 years. That's all I need to say. My body was like gel, like I couldn't even catch my breath if I wanted to.
Like, was there a part of you that felt like, "Maybe I should go tell them, like, I don't think we should do this," or were you just like, "F yeah, let's do it?"
Well, I just said F yeah, let's do it for sure. Like, I guess my mindset has always been if you're getting an opportunity to have a match on Monday Night Raw, you don't deny that. You take it. And also, I am in this era where I'm here to prove something to myself. And you're just like me. When I've been training at the dungeon, when I've gone to the PC, it's training, but deep down I've always been like, where am I match wise? It's different and we don't do live events. So usually in the past, if you came back from an injury or it's been a long time, you go do some live events and you know where you're at match wise. So you know what you need to work on, you know your condition, like you just know where you're at. Even training, we weren't doing matches. I don't know where I'm at. So I was curious where I'm at, even though I'm like, I can't believe this is going to be live on Raw to know where I'm at, but I got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Can't keep doing battle royals and royal rumbles. You know what I mean? So, but someone said to me, like, I think you should say not to. Like, you should definitely have time to like have that week to build up to it, like either at the PC or the dungeon. And And I was like, "Nope, I'm gonna do it." And now I know where I'm at. I laid the foundation for myself last night, and it's funny because you know what a perfectionist I am. I probably should have celebrated more when I won, but Brie, can you believe I grabbed the OG rack? When I turned her and started to lift her up,
You know what it is? It's, that was your natural instinct, which is okay. Like,
yeah.
when you're in a fight and you're in a fighting mode, even people can say, like, what we do is scripted. So much of it isn't. Like, yeah, we have predetermined finishes, but so much of it isn't scripted. It's based on instinct, and your natural instinct was to grab
Mhm.
OG Rack Attack, which, to be honest, is okay. Like, when I was watching
No, totally okay.
yeah, when I was watching and this is coming from your tag partner, your twin sister who's been in it, I was a little bit
Yeah, I
like,
wish.
"Oh, is she gonna be teasing the rack attack? Is she going I don't know. Is the doctor gonna let her do it now?" Um, or, like, also, it's kind of fun to tease the rack, and then I couldn't tell if, like, "Oh, Chelsea's fighting out," and, like, then she goes for 2.0. So, like, I'll admit, like, at home watching, like, it was
Right.
clean? No, it wasn't clean. Was it a little sloppy? Yes. I could tell by your face, though, when you won. I go, "Oh, shit. Her finish didn't go how she wanted it to because you were selling that." Because I
I know. Well, it's because I know, but it's you know me, I put a lot of pressure on myself. And I when you're having a match live, and this is in any sport, you are opening up for judgment, critique, and all the things. And I just wanted this first one to set a certain standard. I didn't want there to be any of like sloppiness or anything missed because I know how hard then the critique will follow me. Oh, see, and this and that. So instantly when that happened, it's sad, but that's immediately what I felt was like I hope this doesn't bite me in the ass. Like, and what's crazy is I've never done that ever.
yeah.
And it was funny because I went after someone on Twitter and then they ended up deleting it because they knew I was right. Um they
What they said?
Chelsea so Chelsea had wrote to me, "You can look, but you can't touch." And then I wrote back, "I looked, I touched, and I won. Besos." So then someone wrote, "No, you looked, you botched, and then won." And so this is what I said.
Oh, it's here.
Off from the IWC of haters, let me educate. Botched. Of a task carried out badly or carelessly. But what you meant to say is you looked, you snatched on your OG finisher that broke your neck, you protected yourself, you won. Yay, we learned something new today.
Ooh,
Hashtag haters gonna hate, Bella's gonna bow.
love that.
Because, we throw around that word a lot in our industry, botched,
So
and
much. I'm like,
but these are people who write that are non-athletic people who've never played a sport, let alone a professional sport. So you have to be careful using the word botched. Botch is when someone does something and they're careless and that ends up creating a something. In my situation, I went up for something that broke my neck. So I either could have in that moment hit it and re-injured myself or worse, or I could have been like, I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm going to get something from this, but I'm going to set her down and I'm going to try to now she's either going to get hit me with something or I'm going to hit her with something. But I'm going to try to get my finisher back on, right? So it's not a botch. It's actually being smart.
right. I mean,
It's just,
I went through it the last time actually going into Evolution, and I remember people saying botched ballot because, 1, when I was going for the suicide dive and Sarah Rowe was supposed to cut me off and nobody knew there was all this oil on the mat, and so when she slipped and our timing was off, but I wasn't gonna do the full suicide dive and land on nobody, so I kinda stopped myself through the ropes, and I remember everyone thinking I was supposed to do a full suicide dive, and I'm like, "You guys are idiots." It was actually our cut-up spot. There was no one cleaned up the oil on the ground,
yeah,
and actually Sarah Rowe was lucky she didn't blow out her knee.
right,
And we were actually both lucky. And then when I kicked Liv in the face, as if no other wrestler has ever accidentally kicked someone,
right.
like everyone acted like I was the first one to ever do it in
Yes.
wrestling history. And I didn't even give her a concussion. I didn't even hurt her. but, like, no one was backstage with us, like, when we all talked about it, and, like, it was an oops. But that lived with me for a long time, and I just was like,
Yeah.
fans are I'm like, I honestly was just, like, shocked because 'cause I'm like, you're not in our industry, you don't do what we do."
Well, no, but this is like any sports. So when we played soccer, wrestling, football, tennis, golf, whatever you want to say, not one athlete in this world, not one, no one's born this way, has a perfect game every time. Sometimes we show up and we just don't got it. Sometimes we're going to go hit the ball and we're going to miss it, or we're going to miss that free throw, or we're going to miss that throw into the touch to get a touchdown, whatever it may be, into the field goal. We're going to miss field goals. Kickers who are just paid to kick are going to miss a field goal.
Right,
Guess what? We are an intense sport. We are going to miss at times. That is human. That's human nature. That is just that's how the game is played. So, it's funny in that way, and the thing I don't wanna pay too much attention to that because I will say it was very, very little of people hating on me, and it's the same people who have to find something. The
you
the
would've
people that
nailed it,
said
and they would've found something else.
right, the same people that say, like, "Oh, she's only back for child support," when they don't even know child support means because I have the money, that's why I have to give it
Yeah.
to
Oh,
him.
every time I see that, I'm like, "So you're under 18 and you're done."
You're under 18 or you've never been married, like, you just don't understand life. Like, they're such idiots with child support. I'm like, "No, no, no, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't give it to him. He would pay me, but I have the money." But anyways,
Yeah, a lot of idiot.
that's the same. Majority, 90, I'm gonna say 98%, all love and support. People were like, "You crushed it, Nikki," and I was really happy. I was really happy with my performance. I know where I'm at, and what I love is now I have somewhere to build to, and I am like, Brie, you know me. I'm gonna fight really, really hard to get a championship spot one day. I want to prove myself in this new era of women. Maybe I'll never get there. Maybe I'll get close, or maybe I will. Or maybe I'll get that opportunity and get it or not.
Right.
Maybe it's in a month. Maybe it's in a few months. Maybe it's in a few weeks. Who knows?
Yeah, or maybe it's in a year, like, you don't know, and I
You
will
don't
tell you
know.
this, what I love, and I wish I had the same mindset last time. Now, last time I did have a baby, like, Birdie was not even 1. We were filming 2 reality shows, we had Birdie B, we're starting to, like, dabble into the wine business, we had a lot on our plates, and I
Mhm.
mentally broke. And
You did.
and that's when you introduced me to Carrie, because I mentally
Yeah.
broke, I could not get out of it.
Yeah.
I was like, and I look back and I go, "Whoa," like, I was in a very dark place. I didn't know how I was gonna finish. I
Yeah.
wish I was different, but I'm different now, and I'm stronger now. Like, I'm
Yeah.
really strong. Like, sometimes I scare myself, like, how I can be at times, because 'cause I'm like, "Damn, girl, you just don't care," and it feels so good. Um,
You care, but you just know there are things that you don't need to care about.
yeah, well, what it is
You do
what I
yeah,
don't care anymore is what people think of me. I will let you know what I'm feeling, and I always come from a kind place. But you take it or leave it. And also, this is who I am. You don't like
yeah,
it, bye. So,
yeah,
but also, like, my mentality would be different. And for anyone out there who, like, feels like, "Oh, I can't come back from something," you always can. You always
right.
can. And so
You
and you should, and you do it, and you do it with a big smile on your face and a middle finger up if you
yeah. Well, I really loved my interview for the Raw recap,
Oh, I
and it
love
aired today. Thank you. And, you know, I I got a
wholeheartedly.
DM from a few people who are, work at WWE, and they were like, "That was so inspiring, being a new mom or being a mom and everything you said, but how you could take that into life." And this is and it's the truth. In this era for me right now, it's about, yes, proving myself, pushing myself past my limits, getting out of my comfort zone, but giving myself grace.
Yeah,
Not putting the pressure on myself and like, you could have did better. No, doing what I can and then like last night, being like, I'm going to give myself grace on this. Hey, muscle memory is a real thing. I just locked in something from 2016. Like, who would have known so naturally? Like, it just felt so right in that moment. Um, and also still having grit. Like, I have such grit, but I have grace too, and I'm just doing things differently, like,
And when I was watching with the family, uh, they were asking me, like, a lot of the moves set, and I was like, "Oh," made me think, like, "Oh, if the commentators kind of put over more of, like, the moves going on and different things and, like, why and the story, like, why they're doing it, I wouldn't be, answering all the questions."
right.
But, but that those are just, like, little I mean, people can nitpick the shit out of me of everything I
Ye
do. But one thing I wanna tell you that, like, tripped me out, at the end of X Games, uh, they asked me on air, just, "What's your last 2 thoughts of what you saw this past weekend?" And I said, "The 2 words that come to me, grit and grace."
Oh, no way.
Not weird?
Yeah.
But the whole time I watched the X Games, because these people are going for gold. This is a huge opportunity. Some fail, some make history, some, it's like you said, you don't know if you're gonna nail it or not. Even people walked away with injuries, like crazy stuff. But I thought, like, you see them get back up and try again and
Yes.
again to where you're like, oh my gosh, just do it. Or you know what I mean? So like that was were the two things that came to mind.
Yes.
Grit and
And this is grit and grace, and so, Brie, we're gonna take that out with some inspiration affirmation. That's what it's gonna be today. What we're leaving with all of our listeners here at the Nikki Brie Show is grit and grace. You could take that in the ring. You could take that at X Games. You could take that in your home,
right.
in your work, in your job. Especially for my moms out there, like our moms, and if they're career women and you're doing all the things, and then you do these things that you're passionate about, wrestling for us, wine producers, whatever it is you're doing in your life, try in this era now to have that grit and grace. You're going to give it your all. You're going to do everything you can to get it. But when you have those moments of what can feel like a failure or just as a little bump in the road, give yourself grace.
I
Give
agree.
yourself
And,
grace.
even something like, you know, coming from Nikki's eyes, that's what she felt coming out of this weekend. And, for
Yeah.
myself, someone who was yearning to be in Atlanta to either watch live or like I would have loved to have been in a match or been a part of something and wasn't. But at the same time, I'm like where I'm at in my life, I'm like, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Everything is
Yes.
meant to be. And instead of always trying to fight what you feel should be, enjoy what is. And, like, for me, it's like I'm supposed to be here with my family, watching my sister kick ass
Yeah.
and all the women kick ass, and I enjoyed that. Like, it was cute
Yeah.
with so many Bell Army people, like, just hitting me up, like, after being like, "I'm so bummed you're not there," and all this, and I'm like, "I am too, but you know what? It's Nikki's time, and fingers crossed, I would love to come one day if that ever will happen, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't, and that's fine. I'm
I hope it does. I miss you. I'm getting lonely in the hotel rooms.
well, and out there at the ring too, right?
No, well, everyone wants you back. And you the Bella Twins are talk stronger than just Fearless Nikki. Don't get me wrong, Fearless Nikki's strong. But when we are a duo, we make magic happen. And by the way, Brie, it's so much fun with Stephanie. I love her.
Oh, I loved seeing you guys come together.
Yeah,
That was really great.
that was really cool.
That's
She's
incredible, and it was fun that
awesome.
we had her on the podcast. Actually, I was thinking of all the women we had on the podcast, who performed. It was like, you get to listen to the interviews here. We were all talking
Yeah.
Evolution, and then to see what they do at Evolution was really cool. And they were all on the
I mean, our girl, Trin,
oh,
I mean, Naomi crushed when she had that final moment for Evolution. We were in Gorilla talking afterwards, and I was like, "See, Trin, you're the real reason why I came back." I'm like, "You are showing women from our era, like, look, we could come back in this era and kick ass. We can do this." And she was like, "Girl," and I'm like, "Honestly, though, like, for real, Trin is doing such incredible work. She's literally our top champion right now."
I mean, her character work is so fun to watch, and when I saw that happen, I literally got goosebumps from head to toe. I was so happy
I
for her 'cause it's
know.
it's been quite a journey for Trent and so many different characters. she's done, and she's worked so hard for so long.
So and
Oh, and
when
Barbara
she
tells
showed
me,
up,
like, "Wait, is that's Trinity from Total Divas?" And I go, "Yeah."
I'm
They
like,
go,
"Yes."
"Wait." And then Natty, they couldn't believe it. They're like, "Wait, Natty too? They're still there?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." They're like, "Wow." It was like
I know I'm excited because actually when this airs, I'll be with Natty tonight. Netflix is having their big reality series or reality TV event, and so Natty and I will be together
oh, I
for
was
it.
gonna go, but
I know, I'm so sad you're not going.
it's really hard to get me out of the mountains. Um, you know how I get up here.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go
Well,
see
Bree,
our cousins
I
here soon.
need to go oh, that'll be fun. I need to go pick up Mateo,
We're
and as
so
you
excited.
Bree, he is so excited, I am so excited, I have some toys right here for him, I already ordered his favorite pizza and french fries, and I know, and, like, I just this one was hard because I was gone 9 days,
That's hard.
and it was very hard on us, and so I'm gonna have to figure out because I have one more run that will be 9 days around
But
SummerSlam, and
it
I'm
will
gonna
make him resilient.
I know,
He's
because I
taking
just am, like,
back.
on the road, it's certain places I go to, it's just not
I know you and I are just very
it
emotional, sensitive when it comes to our kids, but honestly, um, we never, like, think twice when it's their dads that do it, but you and I think like, "Oh my gosh, the kids are, like, suffering without us," but they're not.
I know.
They're really not.
Well,
And honestly,
no,
it shows him, like, look, because both his parents travel for work, but
right.
look at my mom, look what she does. It's awesome.
No, it's true, and it's cute because there's a few times when we would FaceTime and he would just set it up and he'd be building his Legos just talking to me, and one time I was getting my hair and makeup done,
How blessed are we to have FaceTime?
beyond blessed, and he would one of the makeup artists was like, "This is the cutest thing right now." Like, he literally just propped you up and he's just having conversation with you and then doing his own thing and then comes back to me. I'm like, "Yeah, he just needs mommy's presence."
I love that.
So, I do need to go and go grab him.
Oh, you're gonna that's awesome.
I know, I'm so excited.
Okay, everyone. Well, Nikki is off to grab Mateo, and she's actually off to have another crazy week. So the next episode coming up is going to be moi. And I was thinking about doing a solo episode, but I'm actually not going to be alone. So Brian's going to be with me. We're going to talk all fun things about my new YouTube series. Hi, my name is Brie, and a lot of fun stuff. Nikki, we're going to miss you, but kill it at Netflix. I'll see you at Legoland
Oh,
and you have fun back on the road at Raw.
yes, that's right, and even though I think I'm gonna be able to talk about it before it drops, but we are less than a week away from Happy Gilmore 2.
Because Netflix watching Raw, seeing the commercials, I'm like so excited for it.
It's
It's
amazing.
gonna be so
I
great.
can't wait.
I know.
I mean, I hope all my stuff still made it, so which I think, but yeah. Okay, well, I better head
Yeah.
out so I'm not late.
All
All right.
right. All right, everyone. You can find videos of today's episode on all our social platforms, the Nikki and Brie Show, IG page, Facebook, TikTok, and yes, we are on YouTube. Also, you can call us at 833 Garcia 2. So whether you have wrestling questions for Nikki, you have gardening questions for me, whatever it is, we listen to our voicemails and we love to answer them on the podcast. Okay, next episode, you're going to get Brian and I. So make sure to tune in. Bye, everyone.